Okay, so we've all been there, right? You need a quick energy boost, you grab something sweet. But have you ever stopped to wonder why a sugary apple gives you this steady, focused energy? Well, a piece of candy it leads to that dreaded crash. It really feels like a paradox. And today, we're going to solve it. And that's the big question, isn't it? Because on the surface, you'd think sugar is just sugar. But our bodies react in completely, wildly different ways. One path leads to sustained energy, the other leads straight to a spike and a crash. So what's the secret? What's the hidden variable that changes absolutely everything? To get to the bottom of this, we need to dive into what I like to call the sugar paradox. It's a really simple idea, but it is the key to understanding everything else that follows. Here it is, the fundamental rule. While we might think of sugar as just one thing, our bodies, they don't. They treat sugar from different places in radically different ways. And that, right there, is where our story really begins. So, what's the secret ingredient that solves our paradox? Well, here's a hint. It's not about the sugar itself, but what comes with the sugar. Let's call it the fiber factor. Now, let's be super clear about something. An apple is full of sugar. It's a natural sugar called fructose, and that's what makes it sweet. So if it's not the type of sugar, what else is going on? You see, the really interesting part isn't the sugar, it's the packaging. In an apple, that fructose doesn't show up to the party alone. It comes with a kind of bodyguard, a hidden hero that changes the entire game. And that hero is fiber. Think of fiber like the world's best bouncer at a nightclub. The sugar in candy, it just rushes right past the velvet rope, completely overwhelming the system. But in an apple, the fiber stands at the door, and since our bodies can't really digest it, it creates this kind of barrier that slows everything down, letting sugar enter the bloodstream in a nice, controlled, manageable way. So, this huge difference in delivery leads to two totally different outcomes for our energy levels. You've got the chaotic spike on one hand, and the beautiful, steady flow on the other. It really is like the difference between a fire hose and a garden hose. On the left, you've got candy, no fiber, just blasting sugar into your system. It's fast, it's overwhelming. But then on the right, you've got the apple. That fiber provides a slow, controlled release, a steady, usable stream of energy. And that fire hose blast from candy? Well, it has a very predictable result. You get that intense rush of energy, that's the spike. But your body kind of freaks out, releases a flood of insulin to handle it all, and what follows is that inevitable crash, leaving you feeling even more tired than before you started. The apple, on the other hand, gives you something so much more valuable. Because the energy is released slowly and steadily, your body can use it efficiently over a much longer period. There's no spike, and more importantly, there is no crash. Just a stable, reliable source of fuel. So, what does this steady flow actually mean for you? Well, it means your brain stays sharp and focused. Your physical energy stays stable so you can keep going without hitting that wall in the afternoon. And because you avoid that blood sugar roller coaster, you feel full and satisfied for a lot longer. It's really just about feeling good for longer. So let's boil all of this down to one simple but really powerful takeaway. It all comes down to one thing: speed. So this is the most crucial point. The conversation about energy shouldn't just be about if a food contains sugar, but how fast that sugar gets absorbed. The speed of delivery is the variable that changes everything. An apple and a piece of candy might start out looking similar, but their speed dictates two completely different journeys. And that leaves us with a final question for you to think about. Look at the foods you eat every day. Which ones are giving you that fast, chaotic spike? And which ones are providing that slow, steady flow? Because understanding the difference, well, it's not just about avoiding a crash. It could change the way you think about food and energy entirely.